Art Alive. This is our last segment in season 1. Very excited. Not excited for season 1 to end, but also excited to kind of just get back into normal life. But don't worry, we have plenty of artists to interview later down the line. This is just where we're gonna stop because I feel like, 9 is a good number to just cut it out. So, but again, this is the show, the segment where we talk to artists who are dealing with their art during this COVID time. It's been a really special journey just talking to all these artists the last couple of weeks. And we have a really killer crew tonight that we're gonna end our season 1 with. First off is Mia Ortega. Hello, Mia.
Hi.
Just like I've said for a lot of the other interviews too, it's weird to say it's nice to speak to you because we just talked a couple weeks ago for our rehearsals for Little Shop. Just so everyone is aware, Mia is playing Chiffon in our Little Shop of Horrors online cabaret. She killed all of her filming. She has such an amazing voice and I cannot wait for you to hear it. It's gonna be so great. So Mia, can you just tell our audience just a little bit about your background, where you grew up, where you went to school, how you got into this industry?
Yes. Okay, so in high school, I ran track and I thought I was gonna be a track star. But after high school, I was like, you know what? I really love kids and I really love to sing, and I couldn't really decide which one I wanted to do. So I actually discovered a performing arts group called the Young Americans. It's a music outreach program, and they do tours. They travel around the world and teach confidence to kids through music. And so I auditioned for the Young Americans and I got in, and I went on 8 different tours all around the world. I went to Japan, Germany, Midwest, West Coast tour. I went to East Coast. So I traveled all around. And then after that, I decided to work on cruise ships. So I worked for Norwegian Cruise Lines, Royal Caribbean, and Carnival. And I did that for 4 years. And now I'm trying to figure out what's next.
So what is your favorite country that you visited on that tour?
I'd have to say Japan. Japan was such a culture shock when I went there. I felt like a sore thumb everywhere I went. People were like, oh my God, who's that?
Yeah.
So Japan was probably my favorite place.
That's so awesome that you got to basically travel the world for your show.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. So when you saw Little Shop of Horrors online cabaret up on Backstage, what was your first thought when you ran across that ad?
Oh my gosh. Well, the Little Shop of Horrors is one of my favorite musicals, and I've always wanted to play Chiffon, and I've never been in a musical, so I said, wow, being in a virtual musical, I thought that would be a good start. I know I'd learn all the music, I'd meet a lot of people, and so I felt like it would actually prepare me to audition for a musical production on land. So I was super excited.
So wait, hold on. You said you've never been in a musical before, like ever?
No, I've never been in a musical.
I don't believe you. I see Mackenzie's shaking her head. I don't believe you.
I do lots of them in my room when no one's watching, but I've never been in an actual musical.
Okay, but then for cruise lines though, did you just sing then, or?
Well, we do production shows on cruise ships, so we'll have like a Motown show, an 80s show. We've had a Broadway cabaret, but I've never been in a musical on a ship, but they do have them.
Well, this is the start of something awesome, because thousands and thousands of people are gonna watch this and say, wow, me, it's great. Someone commented on a post, I think it was your bio post on Instagram. They're like, oh, can't wait to see you on Broadway. I'm like, yeah, me too. Wow. So then talk about kind of this process then, because I've never really worked with someone who hasn't been in a musical before. What was this like for you?
It was really fun. I actually, before cruise ships, I've always wanted to record my vocals. So during the pandemic, I got a new laptop. I learned how to use Logic Pro. I'm still learning. So it was really fun. Being in this production taught me a lot when it came to tracking my own vocals. So that was really fun. And I'm also like a perfectionist. So if you were to tell me like, I need you to re-record 4 bars of a song, it'd probably take me 2 hours to do it because I'm like, I don't like that, delete. So it was really, yeah, it was really fun. I'm used to performing live. That's all I've ever done. So I got to make things as perfect as I wanted them to be during this production.
Yeah, and that's the special thing about Tenacious is we put so much, blood, sweat, and tears into making everything perfect as much as we can, and it's people like you who take the time to say, no, I don't really like this take, let me submit another one, to make it as good as you want it to be as good as you want to be represented. And it's greatly appreciated on my end because it makes my job easier when I'm editing things together, saying, Mia's on top of it, she's good. So you have something to show us. You said you like to sing live, but you're going to be showing us something instead.
Yes, I do like to sing live, but I thought it'd be easier to just play something I've done on a cruise ship.
Okay, so the clip you're playing is from a cruise ship. Was it Norwegian or?
It was actually Royal Caribbean. It was a show I did called Signed, Sealed, Delivered. And in the show, I actually sang Proud Mary by Tina Turner, and it was actually one of my most challenging songs ever, but it was actually really fun and rewarding, so yeah.
Well, excellent. Yeah, go ahead and play the clip.
Awesome.
Hey, sister soul, sister soul, sister soul, sister. Hey, sister soul. Every now and then, I think you might want to hear something from us. That's nice and cheap. But there's just one thing. We never, ever do nothing nice and easy. We always do nice and rough. So we're gonna take the top of this song and we're gonna do it nice and easy. And then we're gonna finish it up nice and rough. And that's how we do Proud Mary. Lived a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost one minute of sleeping and worrying about the way that things might have been. Big wheel keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning. And we're rolling, rolling, yeah, rolling on the river, the river. Here we go! Put your hands together! Woo! I left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day.
small now.
Mia, oh man, we should have made the choreography harder, Mackenzie.
That took a year to learn.
So tell me, what's more difficult? Learning the actual song and like getting all the, vocal parts correct, or actually doing the song and then dancing while trying to also produce the sounds that you want to make?
That's okay. So I'm a singer, so learning songs kind of comes a lot easier for me, but I'm not a dancer. So usually we have, we'll learn the music in rehearsals and then we'll learn the dance. And so I usually nail the singing, and then once I put them together, it's a whole mess. So it takes a long time to learn both at the same time, yeah.
You're not allowed to say you're not a dancer.
Oh, right. Did I say that? That was a complete mistake.
Oh my God. Well, it's fantastic. I think you are definitely a performer. You were built to perform. You have such an amazing voice. Your dancing is just fantastic. I love using that word fantastic for everything, but I mean it now specifically for you. Fantastical. Oh man. Mia. One last question for you. What was your favorite song to record for Little Shop and why?
Little Shop, probably. Wait, I feel like I have two favorites. Well, maybe I'll say The Meek Show and Herod. I got so into that song because I felt dark. So
you were really animated. I loved that. You were really animated in that, and you were animated in the whole show, but that one and the prologue, you're just like, you're doing like the Tina Turner arms, like what? It's fantastic. It's so, see, fantastic. It comes again. Awesome. Mia, do you have any last things that you'd like to say before we go?
Oh, well, I did want to say how grateful I am to you, because if it weren't for this project, I probably wouldn't be doing anything during this pandemic. So yeah, I'm really grateful. I met a lot of people. I learned a lot of music. I learned choreography, and it was a blast. So yes, I'm very grateful that I was able to be a part of Little Shop of Horrors.
We are so grateful to have had you, and we can't wait to work with you again soon.
Thank you.
Awesome. So next up, we have somebody very, very special. And I say this because, I mean it. Suzanne Slade is here. Suzanne, hello.
Hello.
Suzanne Slade is very special because she auditioned for Little Shop of Horrors online cabaret. And from the get-go, I was like, yes, this is the person who needs to be on our show. But as with every single casting, I was even saying this before we started rolling, that this was the hardest show to cast because we had so many fantastic people, so many talented, talented people. And it hurts that, we can only cast so many people. But it's great to have opportunities like this where we get to bring you back on and talk to you and get to promote the things that you're doing. So it's awesome to be able to talk to you again. Can you just tell our audience just a little bit about you too?
Yeah, I have been performing for a really long time. It's kind of my soul. It's everything that I am is just singing. I've tried many other things and I always come back to this. And I'm also a musician. And so I love to just any project. If it's a band, I'll join it. If it's like a kid show, I'll do it. Like anything. If somebody's like, I need a song for like I just had a friend that said I need a song for my daughter's senior year graduation thing. I was like, I'll do it. Like I just love it. So that's kind of me.
That's awesome. So you're based out of New York now?
I am.
And how long have you been in New York for?
So I grew up around here, Philadelphia and New York. But I was in LA for about 3 years. And then when the pandemic hit, it was cheaper to come back to New York, believe it or not. So
wow. Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Wow. So Mia lives out in LA and wow. Okay. Yeah, we moved out of New York because it was too expensive for us. So we're now down here in Atlanta, Georgia, where it's cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. But New York is the best city. I think it is, you know, I've lived a lot of places and New York is definitely, I mean, we're lucky because we have, my brother-in-law has an apartment that his tenant left. So we were really lucky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. You don't have to go apartment hunting, which
No. So we were in a different circumstance for sure.
well, a fortunate circumstance.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, actor, musician, what are all the instruments you play? Or what's your favorite?
Oh gosh, ooh, that's tough. The steering wheel in the car. I'm really irritating to drive with. I always do that. So I play the guitar, I play the piano, I play the bass, I play the ukulele, I play the cajon, which I learned when I was in a caroling group. They were like, "Does anyone want to learn how to play a cajon?" And I said, "Yeah," which is like a little drum, if you don't know. I have a banjoline that I've been trying to learn. Yeah, I mean, if it makes noise, I try to play it.
How about a guitar?
I have tried a guitar. I don't own one, but they're pretty rad. They're pretty fun.
Next time you come to Atlanta, I got a guitar waiting for you to play. Yeah, I bought that. That was an impulse purchase like a couple of years ago. But now I use it as a MIDI keyboard, you know, when I'm creating music. So it's, let me go get it. It's right here. It's been waiting to be seen. Look at that. Oh, awesome. And at first, like, I thought, you know, I heard MIDI keyboard, but I didn't realize, well, hold on, get back to focus here. I didn't realize that it wouldn't make sound from the actual guitar. I thought it was, you know, something, I guess it's not acoustic, so I guess that doesn't really work. But, yeah, I was a little sad, but then finding out all the things I could do with it, I was like, no, this is the best thing I've bought.
Yeah, they're pretty rad.
They are rad. Super 80s. Cool. So, talk to me a little bit about this kids show that you started.
So, before the pandemic, I was asked, I work with kids, I teach kids, and so I had a mom ask me if I would play guitar and sing at her 1-year-old's birthday. And I was like, sure thing. And my husband is puppeteer. And I said, why don't you come with me and just sing some harmonies and just bring a puppet? And we did that, and the kids were just glued to this puppet. And I was like, ding, here's an idea. And then the pandemic happened, and it all fell away. And we had so many friends with kids, and a lot of the kids that we had taught that were just at home, you know, no school, you know, everybody's just in lockdown. And I said, well, why don't we kind of come up with a kids program that engages them for just like 20 to 30 minutes, and we can do it live so we can talk to them. And that was probably the coolest thing ever, because we would be on Facebook Live, they could chat us, and we could say, you know, specific things just to them. So we had more and more friends tuning in. And first we started just kind of singing some covers, and we would talk about, you know, like what makes us happy. It was pretty much very therapeutic for us, as well as like the kids and their parents. You know, we would talk about having a rough day. And so as we started building, we started realizing this dynamic of Simon and Simone, which they're these fun characters where Simon is probably maybe like second grade, and Simone's like kind of the friend that always guides him through different difficulties. So it just started growing, and we decided to put it on YouTube, and it hasn't, you know, we're not, you know, raking in dough or anything, but we've done a lot of now virtual, you know, birthday parties or just virtual shows, or we're working with a preschool now where every week we're their music class, and it's just become so much fun because now we're writing all original music. And we record everything at home, kind of like what Mia was saying, like Logic, and just learning so many different things on, you know, the best equipment to use, and using lavs, and just like expanding our home. Our home is barely, we have a bed, and then it's pretty much a studio, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so it's been it's been a really unexpected project to work on.
So just listening to what you said about the show, it's exactly what Tenacious Theatrics' like whole motto thing is keeping art alive. The fact that you are like the music class for these kids, you know, at certain times of the week, that is exactly what we aim to do, is like continue this and make things for people to watch and be entertained and be able to escape during this really crazy time. And I think for kids, it's the most important. You know, like adults, like we understand this is real life and, you know, things happen. But to kids, like, I don't think they understand what's going on. I don't know that they really understand why do we have to wear these masks. You know, I'm a music teacher at a school, Bakhtarak, up in Sandy Plains. Or not in Sandy Plains, in Marietta on Sandy Plains Road, gotta make that clear. And we have kids coming in all the time and they like to take their masks off and we're like, no, keep your mask on. They're like, why? You know, when we were kids, we didn't have to wear masks, so it's like, why do they have to wear masks? I think it's to their, I don't want to say their little minds, because there are a lot of smart kids out there, but sometimes, you know, they're too naive to understand that this is something that's really serious and it has affected a lot of people's lives in a really drastic way. And the fact that you're making a platform for kids to also be able to escape, as well as the parents too, I think that is freaking awesome.
Yeah, we didn't realize the parents were so impacted by it as well. We had so many friends that were like, gosh, that episode this week was just so so great. It really like hit home. And I'm like, oh, like we were talking about like the stars, you know? But, you know, I do think, you know, I would say I'm pretty young at heart, and so is my husband, and we, you know, we love creating all the time. And I think this pandemic just brought like a lot of people I know that are creative. Some of them just kind of just ended up sitting. They didn't know what to do. They panicked and anxiety took over. And I was anxious too, but I was like, I need to do something. And I was like, I need to help. I need to figure it out. Like I've got these gifts and ideas and I've got the equipment, like what can we do? And it's kind of my husband and I always laugh about it, where it almost feels like you're possessed. Like you don't know, you're like, who created that? Like what just happened? And you're like, did we just do that? That's amazing. Like I sometimes feel like the creative process is like beyond where I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was awesome. And you're just reeling from it, you know? So
you have a clip to show us from...
I do.
Can you explain a little bit about what the clip is about?
Yeah, so we did 2 seasons of our show before we started doing stuff in schools. And so this was our season 1 finale. And every show we had a special guest come on that was an artist of some type that would, you know, talk about whatever they did. If they were a writer, a singer, or I mean, anything. So we created a song that was all about making the world a better place, and we incorporated all of our puppets and me, and we were just really proud of it. We just love this song. So it's called La La Love.
I want to sing you, celebrate you in every possible way.
I'm taking the time, it's important that I'm telling you on this day.
What you mean to me is big as the sea, and I'm always glad to see your face.
So let's celebrate you and all that you do. You make the world a better place. 'Cause if love is there, then you gotta share it. La la love, la la love. You make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. You make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. You make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. You make the world a better place. I want to spread cheer, make cloudy skies clear, and be generous with my heart.
Oh, I want to plant trees.
Be nice to the bees.
Stand up and do my part.
I've knowledge to share. Compassion and care.
We'll put a smile right on your face.
So do the above
And listen and love
and make the world a better place. If you really care, then you gotta share the la la love, la la love. Let's make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. Let's make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. Let's make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. Let's make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. Let's make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. Let's make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. Let's make the world a better place. La la love, la la love. Let's make the world a better place.
La la love, la la love. Let's make the world a better place. Let's make it a better place.
Yes!
That's so cute. We need Ollie and Tilly to watch.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Really undersold how great that was. That was amazing.
Wow.
It's no rolling on the river, but it's, you know, it's for kids.
Wow. Oh, Suzanne, that's magical.
Oh, thanks. I mean, we learned so much with like just figuring out like Final Cut and so much stuff to like make videos.
I can tell you from experience, doing this stuff, like you were just saying right before the clip of like how we created this, like we did this, it is such a difficult thing to do, but what you've produced is magical. At first, when I saw the first shot, I was like, "This is We Are the World," you know, and you know, getting all the puppets in there too, and all your guest stars in there. It was as powerful, I think, as that. You know, it's just this is a difficult time, and spreading love is the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we started doing that with our preschool. We had a song called Dreams that was always our ending for our show. And I was like, I think we should end with La La Love, because we would ask them, like, so what are you going to do today to, like, make the world a better place? And they would be like, pick up trash, or I'm going to hug my mom. And I'd be like,
Oh my god, that is so good. Yeah, Claire was saying my nephew and my niece need to definitely watch that because they would love that. I mean, we're gonna spread this out. It's fantastic. Suzanne, do you have anything that you'd like to, last little thoughts that you'd like to say?
No, I just thank you for having me, and hope to work with you guys again in the future. Talk to you guys again in the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna find a way to do it.
Awesome.
Oh, well, that was just a treat. Oh, man. That was good. That was so good. I'm still singing the song in my head. So, nice segue into our last artist, a treat. We have the one, the only Christian Magby right here in the apartment. So I'm going to scoot over there. All right, hello.
A long trek you did there, right?
I know.
I didn't know you were going to make it.
It's like 3 steps.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Lost weight just in that transition.
I think so.
Look at you.
My quarantine pounds are coming off now.
All lost weight.
Welcome back from Canada.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, tell our audience a little bit about you and your life, basically.
Yeah, so I'm Christian. This is my best friend from college. I'm an actor, musician, kind of like everybody else who's been on here today. And
that was a really abridged version. You're missing the whole part about how you got into piano, how you got into composing music.
It's funny, with music, my great-grandma, who we all call Baffy, bought me my first keyboard for my kindergarten graduation, one of the little 61-key Casios that plays most of the songs for you. And I kind of just learned how to teach myself from there. I took lessons for like maybe close to a year so I could just learn what the notes were, but I was kind of already playing by ear, so every time we would have a piano recital, I would cheat. We would have 4 songs, and I'd still be on the same page as the first song because I know what the rest of them sound like. Yeah. And she's like, "You're not reading." I was like, "I don't care," which then set me behind because then it was like, then I wanted to do stuff where I needed to read. So when I got involved in chorus music, choral music, then I was able to like start reading more, which was great. And then I wrote my first musical called "Love Does Cost a Thing" when I was 15. And I don't know, I guess even to this day I'm one of those people. It's like, if you want something done right, like do it yourself. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to write the whole script. I'm going to write all the music, and I'm going to direct it, and I'm going to produce it, and I'm going to pay everybody. Because that was the only way I knew how to do it. And I don't know, music is one of those, I definitely say it's a God-given gift because it was something I never thought was going to be like a good portion of my life, but it is, and so I love writing music to this day, which is a lot of fun.
Okay, so then Out of the Box is the first musical that I remember you presenting me.
Yeah, thanks, crazy.
And that premiered in Atlanta.
It did. The first time we did it was at Oglethorpe University. It was I think it was my senior year of high school, or right before my senior year of high school. And then the university enjoyed it, so they asked if we could come back and do it again. There was also some issues with the space rental, so they felt bad, I think. And so we came back and we did the show again. 4 years later, I think we did it again at Roswell Cultural Arts Center, which was by the time I was in college. And then we did another iteration of it in 2019. We did a whole stage reading concert, which was nice because we hadn't heard the show in years, and we just kind of wanted to see if it had grown or if it made any sense, and it didn't. It was cool, like it was enjoyable, but it was one of those things where it's like, cool, outside of this room and at this moment, there's probably not much longevity. At least we don't know if we would have like wanted to invest the kind of energy into like knowing what we know that it needed, which was a hell of a lot of work.
So that's when your next musical comes in, right? Where you invest way more time and effort.
Oh man! So Mother of God, which is a show about Mary of Nazareth that we've kind of been working on since maybe 2014, 2015, and then we got serious about it in 2016. 2017, it was entered into the Atlanta Musical Theater Festival. It was the second annual one that they had. And we sold out. We oversold, which was cool.
Room only, right?
Oh yes. My mom was not happy about that. She was part of the standing room. And so it was a lot of fun. But it was also one of those things that we knew was just going to need a lot of work. And so we're in the process now of like really, really hunkering down on like getting a creative team behind it and finding backers and funding, because it's closer to ready. Like we thought it was ready then, but I think there was much more of the story that we didn't know that we needed to tell. But I think the reason we're so passionate about doing it is because innately we feel like we were ordained to tell this story. And it was like this story was put in us to tell it from this perspective. And I'm sure that anybody can, not anybody, but I'm sure there are people who can like give different perspectives of Mary's story. But I think this was something that I just became very like passionate and drawn to. And so it's one of those pieces that every time I open it, it continues to ask us questions. Which becomes annoying because it's like, oh, right, we don't know the answer, but we have to go find it. We have to make sure we're willing to do the work to go find the answers.
Right.
Yeah.
So the process up to this point, we've done a reading of it with professional actors.
Yes.
Right. And who was there that watched? Was it just people?
Yeah, it was us. My manager came. She had I had been with my manager, I think, before the show had even like been a thing, but she had never seen it, never heard it, just like knew it was this thing I was working on. She was pleasantly surprised. She's like, "You wrote the music?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been writing the music. Like this is what I'm doing when I have no acting gigs." And so it's been pretty cool. And she was there. We had a great cast. Claire and Leonard were there. And then it's funny, Christian Albright, who was the co-writer, his dad was one of the actors, which was a lot of fun. He had to dust off the old chops, which was really cool. And then we'll be doing another one relatively soon with just some more industry people in the room to get some more feedback and see where it goes.
Yeah. Awesome. So, speaking of Christian's manager, Christian is also a big-time actor. I'm going to say that for you now. Because you are, because he's not just the extras in the big movies. He's in the movies. He is on the TV currently. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing now?
So I just got back from Canada because I've been filming The Flash.
On the CW.
On the CW. And so it's cool. I'm a villain.
The Still Force. And he went on the episode I saw. He went. This big green thing.
And it was cool. Leonard actually did my my audition tape
Yes.
with me.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like the audition was nothing like the actual like
It's
side
like, where are
of
the
it.
lines about the football?
Right, but it's like it just never happened. So it's one of those cool things. It's like, oh, somebody must have seen something like in you in the room to be like, okay, well, I guess he could do what we want him to do in the longevity.
Right.
But yeah, I've done 5 episodes so far this season, and my next one comes out on Tuesday. I don't know when it airs.
Yeah, this is May 7th, so May 11th.
And then the rest of the
That's
month.
your next episode?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've been watching and I haven't been seeing you.
I'll be on every week for the rest of the month.
Okay.
I believe, unless they change stuff, and they do that, so I don't. They don't have to run it by us. So then we could not be in it, so I don't know. That's
No, come on, you're the most powerful villain in the DC universe right now.
At the moment, we work together, ish.
Sure.
Maybe we don't. I don't know.
So maybe. So that's your TV, and then you also were in One Night in Miami.
Yeah,
That was ridiculously awesome.
I consider that like my real debut because it was just like, cause I even done this stuff before that, but like if you saw it, cool. But if you didn't, it was like nobody cares. But One Night in Miami was really cool because it was, for me, it was one of those things that I didn't realize that everybody was going to see. And so it wasn't even like I had to like self-promote and be like, oh, come see this. Everybody had just like seen it. People who I hadn't spoken to in years. And it was just like, yo, this is you? I'm like, yeah, about 30 pounds ago, but that's me. And it was really cool because I didn't audition for that role. I auditioned for Cassius Clay.
Right.
And they called me back for Cassius Clay.
Didn't Regina King call you back?
Yes, yeah. and so I flew to LA. I read for Cassius Clay, and it was okay. Wasn't terrible, but I think we all in the room at the moment knew this is not your part. And so it was like, so I left the room, and about a minute later, they asked me if I was familiar with the character Jamal. And I was like, yeah, I've read the script. I know who he is. And then they were like, cool, we'll just, read over the sides. So I read over the sides, about 10 pages. And I felt an instant connection to it. I was like, this feels like it could be my part. Like, it was like, that's something I would say. And that's kind of how I would act. And I'm like, this is how I feel in the moment. So I was like, this could be it. They hadn't seen anybody else for the role yet.
They didn't need to.
And they said, take as much time as you needed, which I've learned because I went in for a series before and they said, take as much time as you need. I was like, give me 5 minutes to look over this thing, come back in there, blew it. Oh man. And it's funny, I have a friend who doesn't know that he actually plays that role for that show that I ran on. I'll tell him later. But it's like,
find out now.
Well, yeah. But I found out when people say like, take as much time as you need, they really mean it. So I took an hour to really just go over it. Went in the room, I did it, and then 3 months later, I found out I got it. I was just like, wow, that's how that works. So yeah, I was really blessed to just be a part of it, and that it just fell in the way that I think God wanted it to fall in place. Because honestly, if I would have gone in for that role, I wouldn't have gotten it. If I would have kept, if my initial audition would have been for that, I don't think I would have gotten it.
Yeah, well, because then you wouldn't have spent the time to.
Right. Yeah.
You would have spent the hour to.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's so exciting. So you can watch One Night in Miami on Amazon Prime Video. It's still up, right?
It's still out.
Yeah. I think it should.
And that's what's kind of cool. It's just always always going to be there.
Yeah. And then you can catch The Flash on the CW, or if you don't have cable, you can watch it on the CW app the next day
For free.
For free.
I don't know how they do that, but they do it.
You just gotta wait till the next day.
Yeah.
That's all. You
If
don't,
you're in the States, it's like it's not a thing. Like if you're outside, so I couldn't watch the show up
right,
there
in Canada, right.
because it comes on Netflix there like 2 days later.
Oh, so now you're a Netflix star.
No, I didn't.
Cable TV
I
and
didn't.
Netflix.
No, we didn't get that check. So.
That's awesome, man. Cool. You want to say any last things to wrap up your?
No, I'm excited to see Little Shop coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah. Then you go downtown.
Right. Oh man, Christian, it's so good to talk to you, man.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
See you tomorrow or something.
Yeah, like probably after we wrap, you know.
We're just going
Do you like my watch?
I do like your watch. It's pink. Hey, it's got my face on it.
It's got your face on it. That's how you know we're friends.
I'm gonna go back over here. Oh man, it was so great to talk to all our artists tonight. I don't know. I'm so thankful and blessed to be surrounded by such great energy and talent. It's a little overwhelming sometimes because I never really thought that I would be where I am right now, and I'm kind of thankful for COVID. As much as it's kind of destroyed the world, it has also created amazing opportunities for so many people. And I hope that you see that through these episodes that people have created these awesome opportunities on their own. You know, nobody told them, you have to do this, or you need to do it this specific way. But everyone's doing what they're doing just out of the pure love of creating art. And I think that's so awesome. One last plug here for Little Shop of Horrors Online Cabaret. It's going to be streaming probably when this airs. It'll already have been streaming at this point. So we're very excited for that. Anything Tenacious Theatrics, you can always look at our website, www.tenacioustheatrics.com. We got all our projects on there. We got all our video productions on there. I'm sure we're going to get some photos up soon. I just want to thank you guys for coming on this journey with us. And we'll see you in season 2.